fat, and the egg and honey, it neutralizes the phytic acid, so no problem. If you germinate the nuts by soaking them, you produce 3 other enzymes which do the exact same thing as the phytic acid, and even more so. And in young birds that are fed only, sprouts die very young. If they eat seeds, they're fine, but they're built for the phytic acid. They have a gizzard to handle it. But if you feed them only sprouts, they die about 6 weeks old. Because those 3 enzymes in there will destroy protein absorption.
And there's the 3 enzymes in sprouts?
In sprouts, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So basically all sprouts.
All sprouts. You can eat a little bit of them, but not much.
So,
Yes? Pardon? I can't get into specifics like that. We have to go into, you know, about food and all that we'll get into, but about the disease I can't get into. We don't have time for that.
so soaking the almonds is no good either. Did I understand you?
I just talked about that. It causes 3 other enzymes.
I just want to make sure.
That's why I don't like them. That's like soaked almonds. I hate them.
I know.
Bean sprouts, they have those 3 enzymes.
What honey is the best you recommend? So the honey to
It doesn't matter. Any of them, fish, any.
It's the same quality. And it shouldn't be like you make honey with fish and have to eat fish after that. You can eat green.
Doesn't matter. But probably the bacteria that feeds on fish would be better to eat a fish meal afterward, because that's an affinity user. But I found that if I mixed them, you know, they did great. They seemed to cross over and eat meat no matter what kind it was. No problem. And coyotes is the only meat they fight over.
Which is what?
Yeah, the high meat. If I can throw, you know, steaks out there, shavings of steaks and all kinds of meat out there, and they're very considerate. They'll let the skinniest one eat, but if I throw high meat out there, they just go crazy. They'll fight over it.
Wow.
So they actually are considerate. They actually let the thinner animal eat
And
first.
unless you put the high, unless I put the high meat out there, then everybody becomes selfish.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is the quantity that is too much honey per day?
I have one guy that only eats high meat 2 pounds a day.
That's meat. That's, yeah.
So I said it's not.
You're saying it's better to be a little overweight, like I am now.
Yes.
While I'm getting healthy.
Yeah, you're perfect. To get healthier, people who put on that kind of weight get healthier faster.
Okay, and then once we're at a so-called healthy stage, will we naturally lose weight?
Yes,
after
usually
that?
women at your age should do it 6 to 8 years before they on a healthy diet. Keep that weight, keep it going, but lose it after 2.5 years and gain it after you've lost it. Keep it off for only 2 months and gain it again. Keep it for 6 to 8 years. Mainly keep it 6
You
to 8
just
years.
confuse them. Lose and gain, lose and gain?
Now, let's say every 2.5 years, you lose it.
Okay.
Take 2 months to lose it.
Okay.
You know, let's say 20 pounds. You lose 20 pounds. Then you start putting it on right away and gain it right back. And you mostly keep that size for 6 to 8 years.
Do you want to do the 30-minute or the mini consults?
Well, let's go to take a break first. Let's
Okay.
do the last break, and then we're going to do the mini consults. How many mini consults do we have?
We have 5.
5, okay.
Registered.
So we're talking about 50 minutes, so we have another hour. Okay. Now, the left adrenal gland is in pretty good shape, but it's cold. A lot of your system is not getting good circulation. The left side of the pancreas is probably 35%, maybe 40% hardened, but it's functioning okay. The left thyroid is okay, but again, very cold. protein deficiency here. Lots of bile spread throughout the system. The parathyroid's okay, underfunctional though. Your tonsil area looks very poor. Did you have your tonsils removed? It's not functioning very well at all. I can see that this tonsil is still here, but not very big one. This one over here is fine. See how the mound is large and full? So this whole tonsil, the right tonsil and adenoid are very good. The right ovary is in good shape. This one's functioning very well. Right adrenal gland is functioning very well and in good shape. Right side of the pancreas is a little hardened, maybe 20%, but it's okay. Right thyroid is also low. Parathyroid's okay. Your lymphatics, you have lymphatic congestion everywhere. That's why you're so cold. So all this splotching everywhere. Okay. Lymphatic congestion, so you need to melt that. The way you melt it is you take a hot bath, anywhere from 102 to 105 degrees. I suggested using city water, that you put 2 cups minimum of raw milk in it, 2 tablespoons of sun-dried sea salt, and 2 tablespoons of coconut cream to make sure your skin stays supple. And then what I do, I fill the tub halfway with scalding only hot water, let it heat up for 10 minutes. So the whole tub all the way around heats up, so it's not going to cool the water down quickly. And then I put the rest lukewarm water in, and then I put the ingredients in when it doesn't burn my hand. Then I get in after it's been sitting in there about 7 minutes. And then every 20 minutes I'll let out about 2 inches of water, and then put scalding water in there, but I keep it moving so it doesn't scald the ingredients or scald me. And I don't have to put any more ingredients in it, and that'll work. You should stay in it 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Because most of the blocking is vegetable oils that have hardened in the system. Like I said before, they don't get liquid until it's about 101, 102 degrees. So you have to stay hot about 101, 102 degrees or higher for a good 45 minutes before it gets deep enough into the lymph system to thin, become liquid so you can start moving it. And what you do before you get into the tub, or right when you get in it, is have about, for your size, about 3/4 of a cup of hard green pineapple, as hard as green as you can find it. So it's white inside, not yellow, not too ripe. And oh, fruit should be unripe, less sugar, more enzymes. So in Asia, the elderly people all eat unripe fruit. Only the kids now eat all this, ripe fruit that Americans eat, and all the kids are very erratic and have all these emotional problems, like all the people in America, when all the adults, Asians, don't have all those problems. Anyway, take about 3/4 of a cup of pineapple, blend it with 3 tablespoons of coconut cream, 1 tablespoon of butter. You could do up to 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and 1 tablespoon of dairy cream, and a tablespoon of honey. Blend that all together and drink that right before you get in the tub, or as soon as you get in the tub. So that's working into your lymph system by the time you get out of the bath. So minimum of 45 minutes, but work it up to an hour and a half. Then when you get out of the tub, you move like a turtle very slowly so you don't pass out. Dry yourself, take about 5 minutes to dry yourself, and then put on very heavy clothes. Like, long, like from woolen or silks. You can get a combination of wool and silk long underwear. And then put clothes over that and go take a walk, 45-minute walk. That'll keep the pineapple mixture and the oils and the fats, the coconut fat, going into your system and keep that part of the lymph system that is softened to become liquid, with keeping it from getting so hard when you reach body temperature, your normal body temperature. Okay? You do that over a long period and it'll clean it quicker. Otherwise, it could take you 30 years to clean it out. This way, you could probably do it in 10, 15.
Do it like once or twice a week.
Twice a week only, never 3 days, closer than 3 days apart, at least 3 days apart. This is gonna take you 2-3 days just to take care of all that toxicity that is now melted. And it doesn't re-harden. It's a good way to do it. You have some signs of anemia, so I'm gonna suggest that 70 to 75% of your meat be red meat, and 25 to 30% be white. You need lots of butter. You need lots of honey, juice. I'm going to suggest 60% celery, 10% zucchini, 10% parsley, 10% carrot, and when you can get it, 10% head lettuce. And when you can't get head lettuce, just raise the celery up to 70%. Fruits that would be good for you would be pineapple when you're doing the baths only, papaya, custard, there's papaya in it, custard's made with papaya. The green papayas you can get it. Tangerines and egg blended together with a little cream. Once a week you could do 10 ounces of carrot juice with 4 ounces of cream. That has to be after your fruit meal. Once a week. Okay? Next. Okay. Left ovary is quite scarred and hardened. Left adrenal gland is in pretty good shape. Left side of the pancreas, probably 20% hardening, but it's good. Left thyroid gland is okay. Parathyroid is very good. Tonsillary is pretty good.
That's amazing because they took them out when I was 3.
But you have good lymph glands all over. This one looks like it may have gone back, even though it's scarred. See how this mountain's consistent? This one isn't. It's just right here. So it looks like it's lymph glands have made up for it. And all around the adenoids, it looks like they have the adenoids. Well, this one you can see the adenoids working. This one's fine. You have all that splotching, so you have all that lymphatic congestion, so you need to do the baths too, and the pineapple mixture. The right ovary is also pretty hardened. This one only about 40% though. That one good 60%, maybe even more, 70%. This, it's still slightly functioning, it just doesn't look like it's there. The right adrenal gland is pretty good. The right side of the pancreas, 20% hardening, so it's okay. You got some lymphatic congestion there. The right side of the thyroid is pretty good. Parathyroid is very good. Tonsillary, we're okay. Lots of lymphatic congestion all along the right side of the spine, and all the way up and down, from the neck, shoulder, all the way down. On the left side, it's intermixed congestion. All up into the chest area and the spine is where you have most of your lymphatic congestion. Quite a bit in the brain. Quite a bit of metal toxins in the right kidney. Looks like you have good healing ability. You just eat the right food.
Makes sense then. That's why
a very creative person, if you don't do something that's creative, you're going to drive yourself crazy and other people. Lots of metal all throughout the torso, all around the heart, even in the heart's metals. Suggest that you have a couple of days a week, you have berries, and coconut cream, butter, and dairy cream, and honey together. You follow the recipe for that in the recipe book. Pears would also be good for you, hard green pears. When you're in the bath, your knees and legs don't have, or the shin area doesn't have much congestion. A lot of your congestion, lymphatic congestion is here and in the spine. So you need to get down into the bath, and knees and feet can be out of the water, or just something. Most of the leg can be out of the water. Feet can be in there. But you really need to get that neck on down in the water. It's up to you how much red meat you want to eat. You could do 50-50, you could do as high as 90% red and 10% white, but almost all of your white should be ocean caught, wild ocean caught fish, or farmed oysters. Farmed oysters and clams and shrimp, all they've done is they're allowed to fence off an area in the ocean.
Yeah.
So that's still fed by the ocean and only by the ocean. It isn't like inland fisheries, which are fed all garbage. So any farmed, raised oysters, clams, shrimp, they're okay. Any other farmed fish, do not get near it. You don't look like you have a sugar problem. That, like I said, your pancreas is in pretty good shape, so 2 meat meals a day. I try to get up to 3 cups a day, so a cup and a half twice a day. But the fish would really help. The seafood, fish would help you a lot. Help you remove some of those metals from your chest. Pineapple's good, like I said, twice a week with your baths. Also, you could use some kind of citrus. It could be tangerine or orange with a little bit of lemon juice mixed with lots of eggs. Equal amounts of juice to egg. And you could have a tablespoon of dairy cream in there. You could even put honey if you want it really sweet. That's fine. Banana milkshake would be good. You could use a half a banana, unripe banana. Doesn't have to be rock hard, but firm. Suggest that 4 days a week you have a lubrication formula. Half of it with the first meal and half of it with the second. Every other day.
Oh, every
Moisturizing formula. If you wanted to, you could have half of it in the evening meat meal, the last meat meal of that day, have it with the first meat meal the next day. Just don't refrigerate. Anything that has egg in it, do not refrigerate. Do not refrigerate eggs. They're already refrigerated at the store, that's okay, just don't refrigerate them again. And find out when the eggs come in, because the eggs only have to be refrigerated and cold to a certain temperature when they reach the store. So no egg producer ever refrigerates the eggs because it's too expensive and it's a mess So they refrigerate them right when they put them on a truck for delivery. You put them on a refrigerated truck. That's the first time they reach refrigeration. So find out what day they come in on, go and get them on that day.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so the hands go limp. Right ovary feels pretty good. Right adrenal gland feels pretty good. You have what? Doesn't feel like scar tissue. Did you have everything removed?
Right ovary,
Just the right ovary?
tumor, and the appendix.
Yeah, but it looks like it grew back. Or you've got a heck of a fallopian tract.
Okay.
This is good. They must not have taken it. How long ago?
40-something years ago.
Oh, so they may have gone back. Yeah. This seems pretty solid. Isn't it? Left side of the pancreas, a little fibroid tissue, but it's okay. Left side of the thyroid is okay. Parathyroid okay. Tonsil area looks okay. It looks scarred.
No tonsils.
Well, it looks scarred here, but it's a small mound, so it looks like a lymphatic area in the tonsil area. Remember, I didn't say tonsils look good. I said tonsil area looks okay. If you had your tonsils, this whole area would be bubbled. When they're removed, this is just lymphatic activity there. Now see, this one is almost like you grew back. See how that's nice and full? So the right ovary, now that doesn't feel like it's there.
It's not the right ovary scar.
Yeah, this is the right ovary. This is the left ovary.
You said right though.
You said.
Oh, I said
Yeah,
right?
that's-
Okay.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, look at the difference. See how firm this is? See this?
Mhm.
It's hollow. So I said it wrong.
Okay.
Sorry. So you did grow it back. No, this is a good one. This one doesn't exist. The whole. They didn't cut the fallopian tube, because I can feel that. The right adrenal gland is in good shape, nice and warm. The left side, right side of the pancreas is feels okay, but it's very cold, so it doesn't feel like it's functioning. The right thyroid gland feels pretty good. Parathyroid's excellent. Tonsil area is pretty good. Adenoids aren't. Lots of lymphatic congestion everywhere. So you need the baths and the pineapple mixture too. Every 3 days, every 3-4 days, you do a bath.
Can you repeat that?
You put 2 cups of milk in, 2 tablespoons of sun-dried sea salt. Oh, I forgot the vinegar. It should be 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And 2-3 tablespoons of coconut cream. And you fill the bath halfway, scalding hot. When the whole bath, after 10 minutes, the whole bathtub itself gets warm, you put lukewarm water in, then put the ingredients in, wait 5-7 minutes. Then get in, you need to stay in. The minimum of 45 minutes, maximum an hour and a half. The drink that you need to have is 3/4 of a cup of hard green pineapple, blended with 3 to 4 tablespoons of coconut cream, 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and 1 tablespoon of dairy cream, 1 tablespoon of honey. Drink that immediately before you get in the bath or as soon as you get in the bath. And when you get out of the bath, you need to move slowly, dry slowly, put on some heavy long underwear, put on some clothes over that, and take a 45-minute walk. Then come home and sleep. Take a nap. Meat, lots of signs of anemia, so I'm going to suggest 80%, 80 to 85% red meat, 15 to 20% white meat. It can be chicken or fish, it's up to you, or turkey, ostrich, whatever you like. You need more butter than you need dairy cream.
Eat more butter than cream.
Yes. For your nut formula, I'm going to suggest once every 4 to 5 days. You use mainly walnuts for the nut formula. The rest of the recipe is in the recipe book. I'm going to suggest only 2 meat meals a day, minimum of 1.5 cups at each meal. One and 3/4 tablespoons of butter with each meat meal. And that could be made into a sauce any way you like it, or just eat butter by itself with meat. Juice I'm going to recommend should be 80% celery, 5% carrot, 5% parsley, and 10% cucumber. Well, make it 5% cucumber and 5% zucchini. When you can get asparagus, put about 2 stalks of asparagus in per day. So if you're juicing for 1 day, it's 2 stalks. If you're juicing for 3 days at a time, like I recommend in the recipe book, use 6 stalks of asparagus. Fruits that are good for you are raspberries, pineapple, green apples. Yellow apples are okay. Red apples, maybe, rarely. Raspberries, very good. Papaya, very good. When you have lymphatic blockage like this, never have a deep tissue massage. All the lymphatic massages say deep tissue, but imagine you've got a lymphatic system that's dry and hardened. What happens if you go in and break them? You've got a little bit of fluid running out. It's going to discharge into your system. Does that sound like it's a good thing to do? Well, anybody who has a lymphatic massage should have a tickle massage. Do that to each other. Doesn't that sensation everywhere?
Yeah.
Much more than anything else.
Yep.
So no deep tissue massage for anybody who has lymphatic congestion.
Actually, truly, a proper lymphatic massage is light. It's
light.
not a
Most
deep tissue.
people don't
Really
do
not
that,
is not a deep tissue. A deep tissue isn't lymphatic.
I agree, but that's
Yeah,
what
but-
is happening around the country now.
Right. Right.
Yeah. This is the massage. Yeah. I mean, that's what you want. I mean, it doesn't have to be that light. It can be like this, as long as it's
So it's,
stimulating.
yeah, even not even Swedish?
Not even, no, it's going to break things.
I've always
What
felt
do
that.
you mean by break things? Don't
Tis-
you want
tissues.
things moving?
Yeah, you want things moving, but if you have dry lymphatic and you press it in like that, you're going to break them. You break it. Let's say you have a bridge here. and it's dry, and you push it and it breaks because it's not elastic. Most lymphatic congestion is from hardened fats. So you go to move it and it breaks. So then it leaks into the connective tissue. And then you get swelling like this, tissue retention like this. So you don't want that. It's got to be so light that it tickles you. I mean, it doesn't have to tickle you like this. It has to be so light that it sends sensation up without breaking anything. Okay? You're welcome. Ooh, you need that carrot juice. Look at all this bile. Look at all that yellow. Yeah, you definitely need the carrot juice. So you're doing the right thing. You could have it even say every other day as the third juice of the day, right around 5, 6 o'clock. However, if it starts causing you to not sleep well, then you're going to have to break it down to the noon one. Relax, David. Okay, your left ovary. Your left
That's the
testy
problem.
is in good shape. Left adrenal gland is in good shape.
Surgery.
Left side of the pancreas is very hardened. Probably 70% hardened. But it's still slightly working. So we have the makings of a diabetic here. Left thyroid is pretty low. Parathyroid is excellent. Tonsil area is pretty good. The right testy is about 30% protein deficient. The right adrenal gland is about 35, maybe 40% protein deficient. Right side of the pancreas, about 20% hardening, but it's functioning. Not well, very cold, so you have lymphatic congestion there. The right thyroid is in excellent condition, parathyroid, very good condition. Tonsil area is okay. Over here. Lots of lymphatic congestion all over your system. See all this splotchiness? It's all lymphatic congestion. This area is high in lymphatic congestion. I know everybody that's come up here has had it, you know. I mean, it's extensive, it's severe in everyone that's come up here. I mean, I've only seen 4 people in every one of you. You all need the baths. You all need that pineapple mixture. Do you remember what that is? And do it every 3 to 4 days. You have lots of metal in your bronchioles on the right side, and even at your esophagus. You've got mercury sitting in your stomach lining from vaccines. You've also got heavy metals in the right lower lobes of the lung. Looks like mercury there too. It looks like you've got it in the duodenum. What? The mercury. In the left lung, same thing. Left side of the stomach, same thing. Heavy metals, yes. Mercury.
Used to be in a metal band.
I think it was from vaccines. This is liquid mercury, not spirit mercury. You were trying to get rid of the metals by playing in a band. Heavy metal band. And that does help get rid of them. Why do you think all those kids are into heavy metal these days? Heavy metal didn't exist until all of the vaccines became mandatory. The more heavy metals that went into the body,
That's true.
the more the body
That's
had to
true.
go through to
The more the body what?
the more the body tries to get rid of the metal through all that high energy, getting it to move and get out of the system.
Agitation.
And you've got to get rid of it. So You know, a lot of people think it's the devil's working on this, and I say these people need it. You know, it's part of their intensity of their system, the poison with the heavy metals. But you see how much yellow you have? It's bile everywhere in your system. It's your coloring everywhere.
A couple of years ago, I was addicted to methamphetamines, and it was not uncommon for me to go 10, 20 days without eating. And so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of crap.
A lot of bile everywhere because you weren't eating.
I mean, good
a lot
now.
of the drugs. Methamphetamine, boy, it's hard to get off of. Did you have Ritalin as a child?
No.
76% of the people who have been diagnosed as crack cocaine addictive were on Ritalin as children.
I've been successful for well over a year.
Good for you. Stick with the meat and butter with the meat. Lubrication points, you're in trouble. Meat-wise, you could have as regular as 50% meat, white meat and red meat, up to 80%, maximum 82% red, 18 to 20% white. So don't go under that for the white. Lots of seafood and fowl, either one, but seafood is going to help you regulate some of this heavy metal a little bit better. Dark berries, blackberries, blueberries, boysenberries, dark mulberries. All those berries will help discharge some of that metal a little at a time. Have it in the afternoon with let's say 2 to 3 ounces of coconut cream, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of dairy cream, and 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of honey. And when you're having the basil with the pineapple mixture, then you're having the pineapple with that same ratio of fat that you have with the berries when you're just having the
Do
pineapple.
I have to do those baths alone, or can I do that with it?
You can do them with somebody else.
Thank
It just
you.
might get too hot. But it might make you too limp to make a difference. Pretty hot water. Most people get out of it just unable to do anything but slump, but you need to take that walk. I stick with those berries 4 days a week, and the pineapple 2 days a week, and on the third day you can have whatever fruit you like. Mangoes look like they'd be good for you too. So I'm going to suggest if you're going to have the mangoes that you have whipped cream with it. I'd like you to have 1 tablespoon of coconut cream and about 1/2 cup of dairy cream, and then whip those into a whipped cream with about maybe a tablespoon of honey. And then have it with the more on the green side of a mango. You need at least 2 cups of meat twice a day. If you're feeling really sugar imbalanced that day, then do 3 meat meals. You know, maybe let's say 1.5 cups 3 times a day. So a little bit more meat on those days. So you can rotate it. You know, one day you have 2 meat meals, the next day you have 3 meat meals. And as you get better and the pancreas heals itself, then you just stick with 2 a day. 2 meat meals. Okay.
Thank you. I have one other question. I seem to have some detox happening on my thumbs.
Mhm.
This usually manifests like that, and then
It's a chemical.
It's a chemical coming out.
The only thing that dries the skin out like that is a chemical.
Is that coming from the thing?
Methamphetamine is high, does that a lot. If it happens, near the nail, it's usually molds that result from a methamphetamine or any kind of a chemical damaging the tissue, like I said earlier. Only a fungus can break it down, and bacteria doesn't work, and that creates dryness like this.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Very well. Your name?
Agata.
I got that. Okay. Let your hands go in. Left ovary is a little hardened, especially the upper part of it. Might have a little bitty tumor on it, about the size of a bean. The left adrenal gland is in good shape, but it doesn't look like it's functioning very well. Lots of lymphatic congestion around the kidneys. The left side of the pancreas is about 80% hardened, so 20% operative, going toward diabetes. The left side of the thyroid looks okay shape, but again, congestion, not functioning well. Parathyroids look pretty good. Tonsil area doesn't look good, but it's okay. It's the left side. The right ovary, a lot of protein deficiency. Almost feels like something is missing. The right adrenal gland is about 30% protein deficient. Right side of the pancreas, a little hardening, but this side's functioning okay. Right thyroid is in pretty good shape. Parathyroid is in pretty good shape. Tonsil area is okay. Lots of lymphatic congestion. Everybody here. You have concentrations of lymphatic congestion, pockets that are worse than others. And you have that leakage all into the system from your lymphatic system too. So no massages except for tickle massages. And you can use them. You need about 4 ounces of white cabbage juice every morning. That should be your first juice. That has to be juiced every other day. If you make some 4 ounces, have 4 ounces one morning, you can have 4 ounces from that juicing the next morning. But then the third day you have to make it again. So it'll only last for 24 hours after you make it. So if you have it, you have that, 4 ounces of it one morning, next morning another 4 ounces, and you have to juice it.
Just this by itself or with together?
By itself. By itself. And then the juices, rest of the juices throughout the day, I'm going to recommend 80% celery, 10% carrot juice, 5% zucchini, and 5% parsley. I'm going to suggest that you have a tablespoon of coconut cream before the other juices, not the juice when you have the cabbage, but the other 2 times if you have juice, tablespoon of coconut cream right before you drink the juice. No dairy cream in it. And you need a lubrication formula once a day, or break it up with your 2 meat meals or have it shortly after your meat meals. And you need that for about 6 months, 5 days a week.
With cream or without cream lubrication? With dairy cream or not?
Yes, well, yeah, but it's, maybe a tablespoon. See, for you, have 2 eggs, 3 tablespoons of butter, 1.5 tablespoons of dairy cream, and half a tablespoon of coconut oil, the Philippine fermented coconut oil, and a tablespoon of honey, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Tastes like a lemon meringue drink. And so I have that twice a day, half of it each time. with or right after each meal. 5 days a week. You have a lot of that leaky fluid in your system, so I'm going to suggest that you have a combination of 3 meats almost every time you eat meat. So if you have fish or some kind of seafood, oyster or something like that, any kind of seafood with fowl, with red meat, all 3 together at a meal. You know, at least 90% of your meals, your meat meals. And all 3 meats.
You mean lymph leakage? Lymph
Yeah,
leakage?
you got it everywhere. And it looks like you're moving toward lupus. And it looks like you need to move into MS. Especially around in here. Esophagus is drying out too. Green pears would be good for you. Well, any pear, but don't get them soft and ripe. Any hard pear. With cheese, you're going to have to eat cheese pretty often. Eat cheese with an equal amount of butter so you don't get constipated or more butter. When I have cheese, I usually have double the butter to the cheese so I don't get constipated. Raspberries would be good for you. Some dark berries, and you could combine the berries. You always do better with combinations for you. So an ambrosia of berries when you have the berries. Suggest that when you have pineapple for your hot bath, that you put a little papaya in that. So 3/4, make it for you a 1/2 cup of pineapple and 1/4 cup of papaya in that bath mixture for drinking. And that formula for you only every 10 days.
Or not at all, or I should?
No, you should do it once every 10 days. And pecans probably be the best for you. Second choice would be walnuts. And I suggest at least once every 20 days, you get a tickle massage.
On the hands?
No, it can be all over the body. Just that it all needs to be light. No breaking or anything. Okay? You need a lot of honey. You need honey all day long. A teaspoon at a time, all day long. Even they sell those little plastic cases of bees, comb, honeycomb.
Yes.
It'd be good for you to eat that. That thin slice in the center of the comb honey is press heated, so don't eat that. Just scrape all the wax and eat all the honey and wax off the top. Flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. But don't eat that one sleeve, that one sheet.
So I eat also
The wax. Yeah. If it gets, too balled up and too thin, not dissolving, put a little butter in your mouth with it. Because it will help the collagen reconstitute in your connective tissue. Okay?
Yes. Just one question for the organ meats. To make it more palatable, can I soak it in lemon juice for a while, or it's not good for the meat?
It doesn't really good for the organs. Well, for organs it's okay, but not for glands. Organs you can marinate. When I do glands and organs, I'll chop them up and then blend them with milk. 50% milk, 50% organs and glands with some honey. And it's easy to take it. Try it.
What is better for me is meat, ground meat with some organs. But then I'm wondering if I should marinate the organs or not.
Not really necessary, but if you like to, that's
But
fine.
will not
But
damage
like I
their-
suggested, well, red meat it will damage. So you don't want to marinate red meat. So don't marinate liver, don't marinate pancreas, don't marinate gallbladder or spleen, any of those. If you're doing the organs like the intestines or the stomach or the bowels, except for the fecal matter, you can marinate. Okay. But I want you to eat 3 meats together most of the time.
That's for what? That's
Seafood.
what we have this.
It'll help all of your system. You need a good concentration of all of them because you have leakage everywhere. Okay? You're welcome. Relax, relax. Very cold. Left ovary is pretty good. Left adrenal gland is pretty good. Left side of the pancreas is pretty good. Expecting to be a lot worse this thin. Left thyroid is okay. Parathyroid is not so good. Tonsil area is very weak, very scarred. The right ovary is about 50%, no, 30%, 35% protein deficient. Right adrenal gland is about 40% protein deficient. Right side of the pancreas is about 80 or 90% hardened. Not so good. The right thyroid is okay, parathyroid is okay, tonsil area not so active. You have lymphatic congestion everywhere. Everybody has that. Lots of metals in your ovaries and your adrenal glands. Some in the left kidney, a little less in the right kidney. Lots of metals in the liver and gallbladder. Lots of hardening in and around the heart. Lots of congestion. On the left side, lots of hardening in your bronchioles.
That was left bronchial?
Yeah. You don't have any kind of a heart pressure or any kind of a poor feeling in here? That's where you're healthiest. In the lower part of your body. The glands are pretty good. These are very weak from here up. Everything is very poor from here up. So your body must be sending poisons to the healthier part of the body. But you have a lot of broken veins, a lot of leakage, but it's not lymphatic breakage. It's blood leaking all over your system. Everywhere. Even in the brain. So you need the cabbage juice also. White cabbage juice you need about, and you need it about 5 o'clock in the day. And you need about 6 ounces every other day. Other juice I'm going to recommend would be 80% celery, 5% cabbage. It always has to be white cabbage, no red cabbage. 10% parsley, and 5% carrot. You could alternate, once you juice it with carrot juice and once you could juice it with those metals are stored all the way from your diaphragm all the way down to your pelvic region, especially on the right side. You have it along your spine on the left. So that's what's causing your lower body problems, is the heavy metals. Upper is veins or vessels are broken all over the place, especially in the brain. Pardon? Well, that could lead to MS. Dry tissue everywhere, everything hardening, dry, loss of nerves. Loss of nerves means loss of all muscle tissue, like a muscular dystrophy. Now, you're very, very, very critical. So, you can't beat yourself up, or you're a very creative person. That's for creative people who have that. That's so they don't get bored. So what you do, what you create to do today is still beautiful. How you see it tomorrow doesn't mean that you should change what you saw today. That's so you don't get bored. But if you look at yesterday's art from today's perspective, you're always going to be unsatisfied. So don't do it. You need to be different every day or else you get bored. So look at it that way. Yesterday was beautiful, your vision was beautiful and entertaining that day. This day is a new day, a new vision for you. Just look at it that way and you'll be happy. Otherwise you're going to always be frustrated. Nobody's going to be satisfied. All those heavy metals in the brain. So you need probably 5 days a week, you need dark berries with, let's say, 3.5 tablespoons of coconut cream, 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and 1 tablespoon of dairy cream, and 3/4 of a tablespoon of honey. And about 3/4 of a cup of berries, the dark berries. Once in a while you can put some raspberries in there, but you mostly need the dark berries to get rid of the heavy metals in your system. You do have a lot of aluminum up here in your chest. And that I wouldn't worry about right now. Raspberries will help get rid of that when you do it. What you could do is once in a while, don't have raspberries with that afternoon fruit meal. Once in a while, instead of putting, what was the last thing I said in the juice? The last 5% was cucumber and alternate cucumber and what?
You said alternate cucumber, you said 5% cabbage.
Yeah,
And when
cabbage.
she doesn't have cabbage, yeah.
Don't have cucumber, have raspberry. Alternate 5% raspberries in the juice. But make the raspberries puree. So you just blend those and pour them into the juice. You don't actually juice the raspberries because I don't want the seeds broken. And don't chew those seeds. Don't break those seeds. You need 80 to 85% red meat, 15 to 20% white meat. Fish you need a lot of. Oysters, clams with your meat meals to get rid of that heavy metal. One patient I had grew up under London Airport. She looked like a lathe operator. She had so much metal. And you have that kind of concentration of metals in certain areas of your body, especially along the lower part and along the lower part of the spine. That can cause a lot of back fatigue and a lot of weakness in the back. On the left side, it starts at the shoulder blade and goes down to just a little below the waist. On the right side, it starts about a little below the shoulder blade, but all the way down to the coccyx. So what I had her do was eat a cup of red meat with 3 oysters twice a day, 6 days a week. And in 1 year, she removed as much as most people remove in 4 to 5 years. Heavy metals. So I suggest you do that. It's going to alleviate a lot of problems.
That was oysters?
Those oysters,
Yeah.
yes.
3 oysters
meat.
2 times a day with 1 cup of red meat for 6 days.
Yes. And then the 7th day, you can just do red meat and chicken or something like that. cup and a half of meat twice a day. You need a lubrication formula every day, moisturizing formula every day. Your moisturizing formula would be one day use 2 eggs, the next day use 1 egg in it, and have 4.5 tablespoons of butter, 2.5 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2.5 teaspoons, which is almost a tablespoon of honey. And put 1 raspberry in it.
This is eat, right, not topical.
No, this is to eat. This is to eat. Tastes like a lemon meringue drink with a tart of raspberry. I never told him that before. That's what you need. For some reason, that aluminum's going to get moving with that, with the lubrication formula. So I just want to make sure you have the raspberry minerals in there and the nutrients in the raspberry to arrest that aluminum, because it's all in the gallbladder too.
Mixed metals or mostly aluminum or mercury?
That's mostly aluminum there. And you have other metals there. I don't see mercury there. Mercury's down here around the spine, all in this area, especially on the right side. And up in your brain, especially in your ears, your eardrums, you have lots of metals. As far as you don't get earrings, especially in the left ear. Also in the left side of the kidney, left kidney, inner part right near the spine.